I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Tatsugiri. When I tell people I don't like to eat fish, they always ask me what I was thinking by moving to Japan. Japan is an island nation famous for its fish dishes, but to be fair, so was Britain, and I survived there for almost 3 decades. Most famous of Japan's many fish dishes is sushi, which today is generally the name given to a dish of raw fish cut and served atop, or maybe rolled in, rice. When it's genuinely ocean fresh and served on well-cooked, very fresh rice, even I have to admit, it is delicious. This version of sushi is only relatively recent though, and for centuries before that, the name sushi referred to pickled and preserved fish, wherein the rice was just used in the curing process and not actually eaten. If that was the stuff people in Japan still ate on the regular, I may have moved away already. Tatsugiri is a sushi Pokemon, a little fish balanced on what appears to be a bed of rice. This isn't really rice, however, as explained in the Pokemon Violet Pokédex entry for the stretchy form. It's one of the most intelligent dragon Pokemon. It camouflages itself by inflating its throat sac. Tatsugiri can be found in 3 differently coloured forms, with their own pose and expression and vibe. First we have the upbeat curly form, which Violet tells us, Tatsugiri is an extremely cunning Pokemon. It feigns weakness to lure in prey, then orders its partner to attack. There is also the lazy-looking droopy form. Pokemon Scarlet tells us, this species' differing colours and patterns are apparently the result of Tatsugiri changing itself to suit the preference of the prey it lures in. And Violet tells us, this Pokemon tricks its opponents by playing dead. It's small and weak, but it uses its smarts to survive. And finally, there's the positively grumpy-looking stretchy form. Pokemon Scarlet tells us, bird Pokemon are its main prey. This Pokemon knows it's weak, so it hunts with a partner. All 3 forms are Dragon and Water-type Pokemon, with mediocre stats. Their differences emerge when they work together with a partner Pokemon. As Pokemon Scarlet explains for the curly form, this is a small dragon Pokemon. It lives inside the mouth of Dondozo to protect itself from enemies on the outside. Tatsugiri's ability is Commander. When sent into battle alongside a Dondozo, Tatsugiri will hop inside the larger Pokemon's mouth and boost its stats. If the Dondozo then uses the move Order Up, as well as damaging an opponent, it will also gain an additional stat boost. This secondary stat boost is what is impacted by the differing forms of Tatsugiri. With Commander, Order Up, and some skillful play, Dondozo can become outrageously overpowered. It's a little gimmicky and tricky to get right, but the results can be phenomenal. Players can get a taste of this when battling the final Titan of Pokemon Scarlet or Violet. What at first looks like a boss fight with Dondozo is actually, technically, a boss fight with the titanic Tatsugiri it has swallowed. Tatsugiri, as well as the Japanese name Shiaritatsu, is made by combining Tatsu, a Japanese word for dragon, with a sushi term, nigiri for sushi on rice, or shari, the Japanese name for the actual rice itself. In the historical novel Shogun, based on the real-life figure of William Adams, a British sailor who became a samurai, the character is told at the start of the story, eventually you'll come to love the taste of raw fish. He reflects on this much later in the novel, as he enjoys some sushi. I'm not quite there yet on my journey to become a samurai, but here's hoping. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon is composed by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. Writing, producing, and editing is by me, Luke Summerhays, while funding is provided by lovely listeners at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastius. Next up, we're into new evolutions and regional forms and paradox Pokemon, starting with Annihilate. So if you have thoughts about those or any other monsters, hit me up with a DM or an email to lukelovespkmn@gmail.com. And if you like this podcast, please rate and review wherever you're listening, or tell a friend. If you want to hear more Pokemon chatter from me, come by twitch.tv/LukeLovesPKMN, Saturday nights from 9 PM UK time. I haven't made it for the past few weeks, but I'm feeling back up to it now. And even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Tatsugiri, and remember, I love you too.